Yeah! Oh, it's over! It is a very special day, guys, and that is because I am back and reunited with my mint green 964. And if you aren't familiar with this car was an absolute bucket list dream build for me. I've wanted to dabble in the air-cooled game since before I even got my R34 GTR, but I was just waiting for the right car and the right time. And this thing popped up, and during the off season, we had some fun, we did some mods, we did some maintenance, and ultimately it all ended with a failure on the dyno.
Then it started to get rich here and had a little bit of a breakup. I'm gonna put that video on the screen right now. I think that's where it all went wrong.
I was so unbelievably excited to enjoy this car this year that I was incredibly sad when the engine let go, knowing that I was gonna be so busy with Formula Drift, Drift Masters, traveling nonstop. Realistically, the car would have just sat in the corner and I wouldn't have been able to touch it, but I made the clever decision to bring it to Canada, and I'm happy to tell you now, this car is better than it has ever been, mind-blowingly good. I guess I'll tell you the backstory on that now. You guys might have seen him in my other video, but this is Emil from EP9 Motorsport, or as I like to call it, EP3 Motorsport.
Exactly. We're changing the name in the next year.
Is that why we have the K-Tune sticker on here?
Yes, that's me also.
So I want to tell them the story of how we met. You want to tell them?
I told you on Instagram basically that you were doing a bad thing with your vapor blast, and you said put your money where your mouth is, and I lost.
It was kind of, I don't want to say you were a hater, but you were like, yo, you just ruined your 993 gearbox, which is a really expensive gearbox. And he bet me money that there would be sand in it. There wasn't sand in it, so that was cool. And fast forward, when I ran into issues and the motor let go on the dyno and was having issues before that, he was being very kind and was helping me with lots of tips and tricks and selling me things to try to resolve the issues that we wound up finding out what they are, but we won't tell them right now. We'll leave some suspense for later in the video. I can't remember if I showed you guys in a video or not, but I did borescope the car when it was back home.
Sure enough, it looks like there was contact with a valve, so there's a good chance that a valve dropped.
I saw that a valve had dropped and made contact with a piston, which meant the whole bottom end was gonna need to come apart. Way out of my arsenal of ability. So when you guys took it apart, what did you actually find going on in there?
I mean, clearly we could tell that the engine was tampered with. I mean, it was not a factory built, so all the silicone were gray and different from what the factory is using. Basically, the engine dropped a valve, so clearly it's been played with. All the other ones were kind of strange as well, so it was more a question of time than anything else.
Now, you were saying too, it looked like the case had actually been split, which
yes,
is crazy to me, but you're saying maybe in Japan they do that if there's like an oil leak because they need to pass.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we see them being open, but in America, people are cheap, so they only do the basic reseal that they can do.
Got it.
But it seems that they went a bit further, but for sure the heads were a future problem, so.
And we could tell that something was up with the engine just by what it was doing and how it was responding on the dyno with power, so it kind of explains, like that was probably an early sign of the valve issue before it happened.
If every time the valve is trying to open, it's compressed against the spring and everything, for sure it's going to be hard for the engine to produce power. And yeah, I think we saw what happened there. So
now the end goal was to always go 4-liter on this car. It's like a massive dream of mine, but I'm sure as many of you guys know, it's probably the most expensive option to do ever. So the plan was to enjoy this car for a very long time, probably a year or two at least, with its current engine setup, just to drive it and experience it before going this route.
I mean, there's no way around it. There's no cheap way to redo it, and if you want the power, it's going to be expensive anyway. So.
And the key thing to the 4-liter build was doing the extreme cylinder heads. And I know I talked about this in a video forever ago, but the stock heads are really limiting, even on a 3.6, more so on a 3, and especially on a 4-liter. That's where all the power is. And we're lucky enough to actually have Extreme close by to us in Florida. They actually do all our CNC 2JZ heads, and I was actually able to run over there and talk with Bill, the owner, to understand why his heads are so cool. So I am here with Bill at Extreme Cylinder Heads. I know of Extreme because we use their heads in the 2JZ race cars. So I think I've got 4 or 5 heads from you now, but Your air-cooled stuff is like the holy grail of cylinder heads, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know why at first. And then he's gonna help explain why he casts his own heads and what the differences are and why they make power.
We did the casting just basically to get away from the factory design. The factory design doesn't have the capabilities of putting a good port configuration in. Our ports are a lot higher, a lot faster velocity, and these crack a lot. We put the material in all the right places for these. There's at least 1/4 of an inch of wall thickness throughout the port after we put our largest port in here, which is about 47 millimeters. A lot of guys like to take and weld these up because on the sides here to get more beef down by the combustion chamber, because they have this problem here. So we went straight across and created a 1/2 inch deck. Spring pockets are thicker, ports are thicker, the cooling capabilities are better. We went a little bit thinner on the fins. We added a few more fins. They turn out pretty much like this right here. This is a finished product. The exhaust port, you can't do that with a factory casting. It's a really, really good exhaust port. These are for a really good customer line, so we decided to stick with what works. This is our latest generation head. This was based on a 930 head, so it doesn't have as much cooling on it. Again, these are still made out of the same material. These have been around since 2007.
So you've been doing this a long time.
I've been doing this a long time. The detail on an investment style casting and the accuracy of the casting is phenomenal, you know, compared to like a sand casted head, something like that, you know, those kind of things. And this is pretty much what a factory head looks like. So a lot of machine work goes into them. Yeah, these have a lot of problems. This is a finished, this is a 2 liter. It's not a, that's a 2.5. It's not finished yet, but you know, you see the size of my exhaust port.
Right.
This exhaust port outflows that one. Smaller valves, smaller port.
Now I'm assuming you might not be able to talk about necessarily some of your bigger customers, but can you share any of the big guys that I know you make heads for?
Well, they're big enough that they make me sign an NDA.
Okay.
And if you're in this industry, you'll know who those guys are, and they buy a lot of cylinder heads from me because they're making a lot of cars.
Yep.
Yep, so we'll just leave that one on the down low.
A little wink wink, if you know,
Right.
you know, but well, the facility's incredible. I'm glad we got to stop by and
I
see everything in
appreciate it,
person.
for sure.
It's very
For sure.
cool. I'm excited.
It's
I
great
still
to have
haven't technically driven the car yet, but I'm very, very excited to have your heads in it.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious how much work you guys have done, and it really doesn't look all that different from the outside. Like everything's just all inside of the engine.
I think that's the goal.
I know. So this is another key integral part of what we did. So this is Roth Sports ITB system. I am, I don't know if I want to say stoked to say because my bank account isn't stoked about it, but this is the first ever car I've had on a Motec. I really wanted to run this car on a link, and we actually started mapping out everything we needed to do with the harness. But it was one of those things where it was gonna hold up the whole build just to try to get everything right. Even though Jimmy had done it with his car, a lot of the components and the way that we wanted to go about doing this, it was just a lot easier to buy a kit that was basically plug and play. I know you guys have worked with ITBs a lot before. I had friends that had used Jeff's kit with the Motec and everything, and it just kind of removed a lot of the variables of the time that it could take to try to get everything troubleshooted and dialed in.
No, for sure. I mean, we get their kit and it was not to say a turnkey, but pretty much a turnkey. So even the base map were pretty solid. Definitely the best in the business as far as packaging goes. Everything is tight and snug, but nothing is, you're not afraid of rubbing anything against anything. So one of the best kit out there. And yeah, I mean, it performs like we want it to perform. The drivability is there.
When it came to speccing out this engine, what was kind of the direction that you pushed me towards that we went with?
I mean, you said you want to go to ice cream with Colette, so.
Well, we didn't go full race engine because I didn't want an engine with hours, but.
Exactly, so I think we went as aggressive as we could without being annoying to drive. And for sure with the Motec and all the mapping we have right now, it's easy to run as a stock car. Barely, you could not tell if the car would be modified if you don't tell the passenger. But for sure, once you're on it, you can tell there's a slight difference.
Oh yeah.
Can you?
Well, they don't know, but he already picked me up at the airport, so I got to experience this car. I wasn't even expecting. Got off the plane, woke up at 3 a.m. and got to get picked up by this thing, and it was spectacular. I guess I should put that footage in here, that way you guys can see, but it was really good. When you kept asking me how many people I was gonna be with, I had a feeling you might be showing up in this. You know what the craziest thing was? When you FaceTimed me, I had no idea that you were in this because I've never seen this open.
It works.
That's sick.
Seems to hold water, so that's good.
I'll leave it on for now. You caught me super off guard because I was planning to, you know, get a coffee, stop by the shop, and then get to drive it. We're just jumping right into it.
That's the goal. And it drives like it would be stock. It's super smooth.
I like how heavy the gas pedal is.
Yes, it is.
All the ITV cars I have a really heavy gas pedal. It's my favorite. Brakes on this car is weird, huh?
Because you don't have enough vacuum for them now.
Oh.
So when you go fast, you're gonna see they start to work. But as
Got
it is,
it.
you need to be careful.
So what's the solution for that when you have an ITV car? Do you do a booster delete, or do you put like a vacuum pump in?
Sometimes we did on the race car the vacuum generator. Exactly. And every time you're gonna start, you're gonna have that red trigger, like there. You just push this.
That's just a light that tells you, hey, you suck at driving.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's no more transmission. There, hey, there's no more this. Hey, there's no more. So you say F you, and that's it.
Does it rub at all? I've never really driven this car spiritedly.
Yes.
What, just like the fenders?
Yes.
How bad?
Quite bad.
I'll take it easier. I'll raise it before I do that then. It's definitely got the torque, that's for sure.
Yes. But everything is up top. Everything.
You know what I was looking at? The old dyno-graph of this car, it made 150 horsepower at like 5,000 RPM.
Yeah.
That's pathetic. And I'm good to get on it a little bit here.
Oh yeah.
Yo! Yeah, that's a whole new car. Just the fact that it spun the wheels, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no.
And it's so smooth.
Yeah, it's butter.
The engine sounds a lot quieter. Like not just the exhaust, but I don't hear as much like valve noise.
For sure, I mean...
Is that normal?
your valve stuff was going out, so for sure it was probably noisy.
It was really noisy. It felt like a sewing machine. That's fun.
Yes.
Next step, I gotta get me one of them tacks that reads all the way.
Yes, now you can pass the tax.
Can't believe how quick it revs.
Yeah, that's a flywheel.
And the motor,
The valve
the
train and
ITVs,
everything is pretty
yeah.
light.
What'd she say?
I don't know.
I've never had a girl scream something at a car that was nice. I was probably in French, that's why I didn't understand her.
Probably.
Hey, at least the wheels are balanced pretty good.
Yeah, but when you don't touch the steering wheel, you see it's shaking a bit.
Really?
I trust whatever you guys did on the car. We checked nothing.
That's me. That's whatever I did. Give it a quick rev up in second gear. Yeah, it sounds so good. Did you get the spoiler working? Oh yeah.
And we're gonna go eat at where you see Arsenal,
Cool.
Arsenal and Co.
Thanks for English.
No problem.
I didn't even see that. You knew it was coming though. No rub.
I'm like, if he's on it, we gotta jump. Good.
I was like not mentally prepared to drive the car right off the plane.
I'm like, do I take the pickup or do... No, that. Let's go with this
I figured
guy.
you'd pick me up with some sort of Porsche. I just didn't think it'd be mine. Pick me up and take me to a 5-star breakfast.
Minimum.
Man, Quebec does it different.
Yes. The food here is
Quebec.
good. Quebec.
I know. All right, so the cam choice that we went with is a little bit more aggressive than say like what a Singer would use. But in terms of RPM, what can this thing spin to?
I mean, it can go in probably bottom of the heights, but the power is pretty much maxed out at 69 something or 7. Mm-hmm. But for sure, it's usable. And yeah, the power is on top, but the drivability is everywhere. There's not a lot of downside to the camshaft that we did use. It's basically a 80 profile made by William Knight. It's running well, and we don't have a lot of the downside of all the race engine we generally do, so I think that's what you want.
Now I already had the RS clutch set up on this, so it did rev pretty nice, but the internals of this motor should be even lighter, right?
Yes, everything is basically Porsche Motorsport, so it's significantly lighter. Same thing for the heads. Everything inside is either titanium or so. Everything is made to rev easily, and that's what makes the character of the engine and makes it nice.
I don't know if I've told you this before, Emil, but this is actually probably one of the first times I've ever had a shop work on a car for me, or I should say at least in the past 5 years, and it's been a very fun experience, especially with all the videos you send me of random things like what you got in that box right there.
So yeah, basically you asked me to concentrate my energy on the engine, but still a few things were sticking out.
Yeah?
Like the radio stuff, and I think one of your video previously shown underneath the carpet.
It was so bad.
I pulled the carpet out. What the actual fuck, dude?
So you just dump it. Dump it. There's so much junk. I don't even understand what half of it was for.
So yeah, we changed the unit for the Porsche unit now with new speakers, so at least you have a radio that works. Some nice creature comfort with AC.
It was part of my plan to do that once I got the car back to Florida, but seeing as I'm driving the car 8 hours, I thought it'd be pretty sweet to have a working radio. You also are pretty good at upselling me on a lot of little random things that you'd find wrong with the car, like, oh, the spoiler isn't working. You want us to fix that? We do it all the time. Oh, this isn't working. So
I mean, it's here, so.
No, it's great.
I just figured that, yeah, I mean, having all the red light in the dash is pretty annoying for everyone.
Yeah. I'm excited. You got a lot of the annoying stuff done on the car, and obviously the engine's good now, and I still have a lot of suspension stuff to do back once the car's home. I didn't want to let you take all the fun out of it, but at least now I can enjoy the car for a bit up here before I bring it back down to Florida.
Yeah, for sure. We did not touch anything, so I trust everything you did with my life, trying the car.
Oh, you're saying suspension-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I trust your wrenching.
So engine's all broken in, all good to go, ready to rip, ready to enjoy and have some fun. I appreciate you doing that, by the way. I'm used to being the one doing all the breaking in.
Yeah, whenever we trust people, it never goes well.
Yeah. Just no patience.
I mean, yeah, they tell you they are done with the let's say the brokerage of the engine, or how do you say that?
Break-in.
The break-in of the engine, and and yeah, after a day they're full throttle, and you're like, oh, that guy drove all night.
Well, she's ready to go now.
Yes, she is.
Sounds so good. Ready? Yep. I tried to steer into it a little bit to make it look more exciting when I was flying by. What's going on with this car?
It's getting a refresh on the welds, so.
Well, it looks like you're stitch welding the whole thing.
Yes.
Wow. The G-body?
Yeah, it's a 75. Yeah, it was started somewhere that shouldn't touch any car, and this place has closed now, so we're finishing it.
I guess I should probably show the shop too. So that obviously is where the mechanic work stuff goes on. Is this the engine room?
So that's where the magic happened. That's the magic guy. So that's where we do engines, and that's where your engine was made. Want some carbon parts on your car?
I mean,
That's made by us.
it's a little late.
It's never too late. You have a painter, I think.
Were you offering this to me?
You're crazy.
I don't know. You said you had something for me. I was like, it's a really nice gift, but I don't know if I want to cut my roof out of my car.
If you're going to cut your roof, it's for you.
Okay. What's in the box? It's a header kit?
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
In a Rock Auto box?
Yes, the best of the best Rock
They
Auto.
make headers?
Yeah, straight from Rock Auto. You look like the kid with the 964 Nintendo.
I know. Okay, I mean, these are headers?
Yes, made by us.
Okay.
If you want to make a bit more noise.
Will I be able to run them with my current exhaust on the car?
Oh, it's V-band, so you could fabricate
Just
the
make our
in-between.
own system?
Yeah, the in-between, yes. But if you want to make probably more power and a lot more sound.
We haven't talked about power yet. I know the car's tuned, but we're gonna have it on the dyno when we get back to the compound, so you guys are gonna have to wait to see what it makes. But I feel like the videos will probably give you a good idea, so if you want to comment and guess below, you can. So these are for me?
These are for you.
Thank you. The final package, what is this? This is for my road trip?
Make sure you don't die.
Yeah. You know what, I do have to say, this is probably one of the most baller moves as a shop, to have the confidence for a car that you just built to be driven 8 hours immediately with new owner's hands. That shows that you have pride in your work.
Yeah, I mean, we try to not people. You stay hydrated, some chocolate.
I love it.
You want some Montelier?
Yeah,
Gas
is that
water?
spark? Oh, I would love some gas water.
Yeah, which one do you want?
looks gas. Can I try both?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
You want two of each? You have 8 hours.
Hell yeah. No, I mean, this is good right here.
Good.
Hey, grapefruit pamplemousse? That's sick. I love that. I'm stoked on those. I got a cup holder now too, so I think it's safe to pull this off now. Do you want to keep this? We'll save it for the next build. Time to hit the open road, and guess what? Dead stop traffic. I hung out a little bit too long at EP9. What awesome guys. I cannot say enough positive things about Emil and his team enough. I will say this is the most money now I've ever spent on any build in my life. This car, absolute dream car of mine. This engine package, literally top of the top. I was really afraid that I was gonna be let down, but I am smiling for miles right now, and it honestly, it was so great. It was a really tough pill to swallow, and I was really sad when the engine let go and was not in the best position to pull the trigger on ordering another engine, but made it happen, and finally it's time to enjoy this thing right in time for the off season as it's starting to wind down. So I'm an unbelievably happy camper. Get to enjoy this thing for 7 hours. Hopefully have some wide open road through Vermont after I cross the border. Hopefully no issues there, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Great way to test out a lightweight ITB race motor is in dead stop traffic. If I can survive this, they did a great job. I've been trying to stay between stalling the car and burning up the clutch, and I've only stalled it twice. And I don't smell clutch yet, so that's good. We were making really good time until it got nighttime, and the camera's not gonna do it justice, but these headlights are so awful. Basically, the ITBs don't pull enough vacuum, so the auto leveling Japanese thing doesn't let them go up enough, and I'm struggling to see, so my pace is gonna be a lot slower. Hopefully my eyes don't get fatigued, because this is pretty brutal. I don't remember if I said this in this video, but I've been up since 3. It is now 12:30. I've almost made it home. Put on a podcast, and that definitely made it easier to go for the last couple hours, but finally get to enjoy the car, not in highway traffic, so I'm gonna throw a GoPro up and enjoy the sound on one of my favorite roads that kind of parallels the river that leads to my dad's house. Nice chill cruise at night, get some rest, and hang out with my dad tomorrow. Oh, the rev matches are so good. Rattle and shift knob on. Induction noise is so good. I think you're gonna like this one. Have you ever been in an old Porsche?
I don't know if I have or not.
No radiator. All air cooled.
Really?
Yep.
Just like the VWs, the old VWs.
Same.
Different sound to it compared to the front engine.
Hopefully somewhere around 400. Stock it had 200.
Not a stock engine, is it?
With the ITBs and the light flywheel though, you hear how quick it revs?
Yeah. Wow. Almost like a Mazda.
Yeah. All right, Dad, I officially scoured the whole house. No luck on finding a guitar cable.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I had one in every room for you.
Nope.
Oh my God. Adam, I think I can get you one. The nearest guitar store is about 72, 73 miles away if you want that.
It's not that serious. It's not that serious. This guitar, though, I don't think I've played this in, what, probably 15 years?
You know what? I have some cable from my truck that I use for towing the car. Is that too thick for you?
Yeah, no, that won't work. But look at this thing. This is a relic. Do you remember when we went to the guitar store because I couldn't get it to stay in tune and they modified it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got
That was in Danbury, the guitar store where we got that and so forth. I think you were only 3 years old when I got that for you.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, they locked the bridge out, which is pretty cool, but this thing's all tarnished up. The frets are all corroded. It's missing a string.
The guy that put it away didn't put it away properly. I told him to use WD-40, WD-45, WD-50, whatever we had. He didn't use it.
Look at his string job, too. I think I changed the strings. I never even cut them. Do you see how bad that looks?
Well, that's the 3-year-old kid that played the guitar back then.
You're not wrong. So I'm going to give this thing a little TLC. Can't find a cable,
Actually,
so...
folks, I think he was more like 17, 18.
Oh, I was younger than that because I couldn't drive, but I'll give this thing a little spit shine. It just sucks I don't have a cable, so I can't plug it in and see how it sounds.
These are, whatever you call them, something warm glasses. The heat wave. The heat wave.
Something warm.
Yeah, something warm, the heat.
Are those blue light glasses?
I don't know, whatever they are. They're cool, though. Lots of compliments and so forth. That's Gracie, too, by the way.
This is absolutely not the right way to do it, using polishing compound, some packing tape, and a rag, but it seems to be working pretty good. That's the polished fret, and then the tarnished one is
Breeze in the cloudy skies.
all crunchy. I'm stoked. Last time I was up here, I brought a bunch of Griot's detailing stuff, completely forgot about it. So I gave the old girl a nice shine. It's amazing how well this car cleans up. The fact that it's original paint, I haven't even polished it yet, and it looks this insane. It makes me so happy. So it's only gonna get better than this, but I'm gonna go and drive it, go meet up with the boys over at Tommy Shop, grab some food, and see where the night takes us. Oh, why are we filming this?
Because it's crazy what's happening right now.
You're not shining the light very good, bud.
Well, you got to tell me where and I'll keep it there.
Yeah, that's good enough.
You're like a dad, like, hold the light.
Shut up. How'd you find my camera?
It was in the door. I saw the little fuzz. Adam's building his Porsche.
My cigarette lighter's stuck in the dash.
How'd that happen? You just pushed it in?
No, I think it was when the radio was installed.
Oh.
Maybe. Or honestly, I never use it. Yeah, there's no way that's working.
No, sir.
Yo, that's cute. What do you think? It's a weird tack. No, it is. Yep, I got 1,300 kilometers on the new motor.
Since when?
It's a Porsche meetup. That's pretty cool. I got a CarPlay. Hey, don't throw rocks at me, guy. Convertible. I haven't really cornered this thing hard yet, so I'm gonna take a chill. It's got a lot of torque. Yeah, it's crazy, but it still pulls up top too. You can only have one or the other.
Well, I felt when you kept revving it, it just kept going.
Yeah. Sounds so cool when it comes on the can. I'm pretty proud and impressed. Brand new build, keeping up with y'all and your new age machines.
New age, that's not what you were calling my car very long.
No, we won't say that on camera. Just sitting here admiring the whips. I can't believe it. You know, I haven't done any brake mods yet. I haven't done any suspension mods. All it's got is coilovers and some loose tires, and I was keeping up with y'all.
It's gonna get good.
You were rocking.
Yeah.
We were rocking.
Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, you were in it.
I mean, I didn't puke, so this is good.
Tommy did a little pukey.
I filmed it for my video, so.
He literally-
If you're interested in seeing Bob.
Homeboy literally like, I'm puking! Give me my camera, I need to vlog it!
Is that a shot at me, mother? That was a tail of the dragon. That doesn't count.
Yeah, if you ever see me in your gas station parking lot, I'm probably laying on the ground. That's a typical thing for me.
Rest of my back.
Is that a Connecticut thing?
Yeah.
Tommy,
People-
you gotta lay next to
Biker or skateboarder thing.
People in Florida look at me like I'm strange when I'm laying on the ground.
It's a little strange.
I would say that drive was maybe 7 out of 10 spiritedness, but here's the point. The cup holder, dude.
how to do. I saw that thing.
The Sleeper Designs cup holder is probably one of the strongest performing cup holders I've ever got.
Strongest performing?
It's a piece of billet. This coffee was 75% full, and it's probably 69% now.
I was gonna say, did he lose it?
No, it was like a little dribble, but that's really impressive. It's got really good strength. It's got good depth.
Are you reviewing?
Good?
Right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You gotta chill.
Chris is taking out his air-cooled car. Thing's beautiful, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
So shiny. Is this a wide body?
Narrow.
Really? They look so wide compared to 964's.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It's because it's an aero kit car. I guess that kind of helps. But
Got it. This thing's sick. Cool vibe here.
I'm gonna ruin the vibe here. Yo, I wonder who backed into this. Snapped it.
Maybe lower. This guy. This is the real gangster car. Singer or 3.6 turbo? All day. See the tail?
I'm a big slant nose guy. I'm really bummed there was an orange Mercy that drove by, and that would have been my car out of every car here to film. Pretty cool little feature. I just recently found out this Porsche Classic radio that I got has CarPlay. So you get this tiny little screen, and you have CarPlay, GPS, whatever, but it still kind of blends in with the car instead of having like some gross doubled in.
that's sick. I love that. It's like an OEM reproduction. You didn't even know.
I know.
It had CarPlay, and then you just plug it in and it pops up.
It sucks because it's not Bluetooth CarPlay, but it's still CarPlay. Now that I've had some time in this thing, I think the best way to classify the experience is this feels like my first hot rod, which is weird because it's a 90s car and it's similar to like all the other 90s cars that I have. But I think it's just the sounds that the engine makes and how it almost feels like it has like V8 torque. And also like it's one of the only cars I have that gets compliments from like any type of person. It doesn't matter if it's like an old lady, old dude, young kid, person my age. It's just a really neat car. And the driving, it's also a car where the driving experience like matches the attention that it gets. Like the R34, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like enjoy driving it that much. It's like a decent car, but it gets so much attention. This car, I love driving it, and it gets like not bad attention, if that makes sense. How could you explain that? I'm having a hard time trying to manifest this experience into words.
You get so much attention from the R34.
But it's like dangerous attention. Like people are like slamming on their brakes in traffic, taking photos. This like, there'll be an old dude at the gas station that'll be like, yeah, I had a 7911. That's a pretty cool color. Did you paint that?
Yeah.
It's just like fun, casual conversation.
It's
with
like
people.
fun attention. It's
Yeah.
like anybody sees it, they're like, oh, but they're not like stop everything they're doing
Yeah.
or chase you down. This is a cool car. I really enjoy it.
The noises.
That lightweight flywheel.
I know. I can't wait to do some handling stuff. Put some bucket seats in this. I do kind of enjoy this like iteration of it though. Soft suspension, soft tires, or I should say hard tires, soft seats.
The fact that this thing like spins in first, like just like you could basically punch it right now and it would spin if it was in first.
You know what's funny though? Any other car that I have will do that in like second or third gear, and we're like,
Yeah.
yo, it spins in first gear. That's crazy.
But it's like rear engine though.
True.
Like it has all the weight in the back. It's kind of like a Civic.
When it's spinning, it's actually moving fast too.
Yeah.
Like it actually like hooks pretty good.
Like my neck.
You didn't like put on with that either. That was pure torque.
That was it.
All right, ready? I'll do a first one. Neck okay? That's pretty fun. That was what it feels like to have a V8.
That's what I do to Jamie sometimes. We'll be driving something and I'll just like mess with her and just like watch her head.
It's like a turbo car. You know when it's coming, but this you don't.
Yeah, you have to roll into it. Yeah, that V8 torque.
Peep in the old garage, got my 150R, first kick, started up, old fuel ready to rip. Trav's riding the fuel injected 125. Grit came over here.
Oh, dude.
How good to see you, bud.
I rode my hot rod all the way down here.
Yeah, the truck.
Just kidding. Yeah.
We're gonna go for a little motorcycle cruise.
I'm excited, dude. You
I'm not-
invited me.
I'm not planning to film this, just because I really like to, enjoy and soak in the moments.
I should film you riding that death trap of yours.
It is-
what I should do.
It is the worst bike for trails. I just always wanted a 150R from when I was like a little boy, but for the trails, it's geared way too long. It just wants to stall everywhere.
It's like in first gear the whole time.
If
yeah.
that is what the Porsche felt like in traffic, uphill on a bridge in dead stop, is how that feels riding on
Both
trails.
ways in the snow.
Well, just the lightweight flywheel. Brum, 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 brum,
Yeah, I
brum,
get it.
brum,
That's
brum,
what
brum,
that
brum,
sounds
brum.
like in the woods.
Yep, but it's sick. I'm gonna go make some good noises. Ant is a machine. It's like you're a local here, even though you never ride. I've never driven so fast trying to keep up.
It was good. I was fully pinned. Thankfully, the 110 makes like 7 horsepower, so I was able to just pin it the whole time, and I didn't have to worry about that throttle control, baby. It was just wide open.
It's so weird because I got used to the Sur-Ron, which is all torque and no top end. This thing, at the top RPM, it just and just wants to wheelie everywhere.
And not that much torque down below either, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe that thing still
Really
runs.
nasty. Like in the woods, it just sounds like thunder.
It's got to be so loud.
I was telling Adam, it's like when you when Adam drives behind you drifting, and he's like open gate on your door. That's what it sounds like with you riding behind me.
Hell yeah.
That's why I'm riding so fast. I'm trying to get away from that thing. See what you got, buddy.
Shirtless, dude.
Dude,
Don't show the name.
Adam, like Casper,
Bro, these are
dude.
soaked. There's gonna be so many comments telling me, yeah, Ben, keep your left elbow straight. I'm either gonna miss the ball or it's gonna go over. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, it's over. It's over.
Damn,
Oh, wow, that was over the street, too. That was good.
Yeah, dude, I hit an 850 par at the golf course.
A what? 850 par?
You know, I've never been to a golf course.
I think you would like it. Just smoke Matt.
I like this. To go play golf. My dad almost hit a car once.
Oh, woofed it, dude.
You, Grit. You weren't filming.
Yes, I was.
Look, it's Colette's car. Let's try your trick. You be the guy to ask.
Oh, it hit the road. That was a good one.
All right, I gotta load my car. I have probably 20 minutes to load it, but I want Tommy to feel the 4-liter.
4.0, baby.
I need you to be honest with me if you like it or if you think it's overrated.
I think it's overrated.
Do you?
No, I mean, I'm just not an air cooled guy. Every time he'd leave, I'd see the ass squat and it just make this crazy noise.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ready?
Dude, sick, right? It's just like, what's crazier is it's going through the R's faster than it like feels like it's moving. That's sick.
The best.
It keeps pulling, like,
yeah.
That's the weird part. That's like what's different about mine.
But you know what the coolest thing is? It's still got the torque. So like we're in the corners and I'm just like, even at like say like 200 RPM, I'm just
damn, dude.
That's sick.
It's good. Like the torque is way more than I thought.
Same. I thought it was gonna be more of like a high RPM motor, especially with the bigger cam. It's so drivable, and then like just cruising, like it's still like it's not like a GT3 where it's a dog down low. Like I mean 6th gear and still cruise.
Punch it. Okay, that's what I wanted to feel is like.
5th though.
Yeah, like 4th? It goes. There you go.
Yeah. It's like $3 grand.
Yeah, $3 grand.
Come on.
Yeah. Which is really good for an NA car.
I'm so happy with it.
It's sick.
I did not expect it to like it as much as I do.
Overrated. It's just a lot different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be like a Honda. Is that weird to say?
In what
like
way?
High revving, kind of no torque.
Well, I thought it'd be the other way around, honestly, because I think 4-liter, you know, when you go big stroke with the motor,
go lower R.
usually you can't rev as high, and then it's like a trade-off. It's the perfect balance of mid-range and top end, because any more mid-range, you'll just blow the tires off.
Well, I was gonna say, one thing that's cool is it actually hooks.
Yeah, and this is on bad tires. That's why, like, I don't want to put like great tires on it.
No, yeah, this thing will shred on good tires.
I know, but it's kind of fun just being able to go. Isn't that sick?
That old lady was into it.
Hell yeah, was she?
Yeah, she was like this on her phone.
Like in a good way?
Yeah, like
hell yeah.
She was breaking her neck. No, this is sick.
And it's so quiet, just comfy.
Yeah, I like how soft, but like you can tell it's not like junk soft. You know what I mean? Like
I think the bars will help a lot because they'll still be the same softness front and rear.
Yeah.
But it'll be stiffer side, so it won't roll as much.
Yeah, because I see when you're like getting corners, like
how quick it downshifts to it.
Dude, that tack is insane.
Right? I'm glad you like it.
I was just curious if you did it. What?
I'm glad you like it.
Why did I? Oh, you're glad I like it.
Is Jack's car out or still in?
He's just opening the door, so it's probably about to be out. Things sick.
I'm so happy with this thing. The day's not over, but I'm ending the video here. We're taking a road trip over to Sally's to get my favorite pizza in Connecticut. But overall, I'm super thankful. EP9 did an amazing job. I got the best parts in the business. The car sounds great, drives great, and next step is to bring it to Florida, get it on my dyno, get the suspension dialed in, because its next trip is going to the Smokies in like 2 weeks. So I got some work to do, but I'm excited. I'm so gassed up to work on this car now that it's running and driving and ripping. Honestly, I know it's a big statement to say, but I think it might be my favorite car that I own. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and I'll see you guys soon.
I'm gonna ruin the vibe here.
Yeah, if you ever see me in your gas station parking lot, I'm probably laying on the ground. That's a typical thing for me. Is that a Connecticut thing?